Alright, I'm going to be playing a Blitz game. Blitz games are very interesting. I can't really plan for them. I'm going to try to type in my moves because the mouse is probably interfering. Okay, I don't really know much about the Open Sicilian. Actually, I don't know anything, but I'm just going to play very solid developing moves. Alright, so first idea, trade this bishop out for this black knight, if I can, and then occupy the d5 square. Very simple thing about it's based on this weakness. It's kind of the big glaring weakness in his camp. I think he's probably got two logical moves here, bishop e6 or knight d7. I tend to think that bishop e6 is probably correct. But I'm going to trade my bishop off for that knight anyway and plop my knight in there, right into d5. Okay, he played this move. Well, maybe this is now I can't take or recapture with the knight, so he's probably going to develop his bishop via b7. I would say that's overwhelmingly likely. Well, let's see. Let's say that he does that. Let's say his b5 isn't right now, and if I had knight d5 in that moment. Well, no. Okay, so he's going to be playing for b5 here. Or b6. Probably b5, unless I play a4, in which case he'll play b6. I have to think about what I want my plan to be here. I probably want to play f4. If he takes, then this is weak. And if he doesn't take, then I can play for f5 and do some sort of kingside play. I also can remaneuver this knight. Actually, that's probably what I'll do right now. I'm going to remaneuver this knight, try to get it to e3, and then that'll kind of play into this idea of knight d5. Kind of logical. Okay, I don't want him to kick this, so before I do anything else, I'm going to prevent b4. I also don't want him to take this, so before I do anything else, I'm going to play bishop f3. And now, my plan is to play knight f1, e3, d5. And try to do that quickly so that he doesn't have time to play the classic d5 break. This is just basic planning. Your moves should all work together. The bishop f3, all these moves work together for a purpose. Alright, so he's going to have to recapture with the bishop. His knight's well placed, but it doesn't prevent my plan, which is putting a knight on d5 and just stopping any. Especially since he's got two bishops, it's to my advantage to keep the center closed. Now I don't know which knight to move. I'm going to move this knight so that this rook can defend this pawn. It doesn't, see, in this case it doesn't make any difference. And I've kind of reached the ideal position here for me. I've gotten my knight here. And now we have to think of some new ideas. So what's the next plan after? Well, I should just develop this rook to the d file to put additional pressure on this weakness. That's simple enough. That's the second objective is complete now. And this is strategically better. Okay, I'm gonna play c3. The idea is to control this square. It's weakening, but on the other hand, his play is on the c file, so that c3 will probably be necessary anyway to prevent him from taking on c2. So, alright, so he's just gone back now. He's provoked it, but I'm not really sure if it's bad for me to have played it. Alright, now this bishop is pretty crappy. I wonder if there's any way I can reposition this to have some sort of play. Well, not right now, but if he plays rook c, I can prevent him from playing rook c8 by doing something like this. And it also prevents f5. So this bishop will be a little bit better placed on g4, kind of preventing his counterplay. Okay, he wants to play b4 stuff here. I mean, he could play a4, I guess, but that doesn't really do anything. But now I'm going to reposition, and I'm going to start taking advantage of his pretty weak kingside. I'm still looking for tactical shots. My rooks are active, my knight is active, my bishop is controlling. My bishop has ideas of going to f5. I don't know, he can't play b4 immediately because... Well, actually he can. Because my e4 pawn will hang. Actually, no, he can't. Because if he does pawn forward, he can, but he'll lose a pawn. I'll do pawn takes, pawn takes, pawn takes. And I'm up a pawn there. So we'll see what he does here. I might even bring this one of these rooks over here at some point. I think he's kind of playing without any plan, which is going to be a problem. Okay, well, that's fine. I'll just remaneuver this. Of course, I'm not going to take that. That helps him with his weakness. Brings a pawn there. Well, okay, so my strategy has culminated in him just making a blunder. Not a very satisfying way to win a piece, but I'll take it. And it kind of shows you that the nature of things, how just playing some solid strategical ideas will cause your opponent to have some problems, and problems will lead to errors. Now my idea of rook e3, h3 has become much more viable, especially since I can play something like bishop f5 first to provoke something like g6. Oh, well, he resigned. This game might not have been incredibly interesting, but it just showed you a little bit of my thought process, which I know I'm not that great, but it might be interesting anyway to compare yourself to see how you think when you play games and how I think. Alright, I'll put some more on later, and probably my next video will be as part of my calculation training, and I'll put up some positions up calculation problems.